And this is up to the north, Rockport. I tell you what, they've been seeing some very heavy rainfall with that. And then this is right along 36 Highway. Look at all that lightning that is occurring with this part of the storm, and then out towards Cameron and Bethany. But you can almost kind of see where this heavy rainfall event is. If we put this into motion, let's take that lightning off of there if we can and put it into motion. Look at how that kind of just develops. And now with it, it's starting to sink a little bit further down to the south. I think they just put out a new warning. Is this a new one that includes Platte City and Plattsburgh? Yeah, until 10.
Yep.
So there you go. So that one right down there, that's a new one. So that's kind of pushed a little bit further off to the south and to the east, and also over towards Chillicothe. That's a brand new warning too, I bet, that just goes until 9:45. So I can't say that we're out of the woods just as of yet. I would not be surprised. I had an email earlier today from Gary over by Bartlett Park where he said he had about 2 inches of rainfall. I know that we're getting a ton of pictures that are coming in, but I can't get to them just as of yet. So we're going to work on that and see what we can do. Kind of interesting structure right here too, as these storms are feeding into this big cluster of rain that is just out to our west. And again, we talk a lot about these storms as they train. They just kind of follow after each other, and that's what our concern is going to be. And we're hoping that eventually this whole thing will shift a little bit further down to the south. So obviously the tornadic features with these storms don't look as impressive as they did earlier. So that's why they've updated or took off the tornado watch and then replaced it with a severe thunderstorm watch. A lot of times when these storms do move through, you'll get that initial gust of strong winds. When we were chatting with people up in Oregon, also up in Maitland, they mentioned the fact that they did get some very strong winds out ahead of the disturbance or out ahead of the thunderstorm, and that's a lot of times what we'll get, that gust front, 40, 50 mile an hour winds. And now it's just pouring down rain, so really not a good idea to go out driving anywhere, especially you'll get some of those areas that are prone to flooding, some of those areas that have that puddling of water. You're going to run into a lot of those issues right now here in St. Joseph. If you're heading down to Kansas City, I tell you what, boy, you're going to run into some heavy rain and then it will just stop. So unless you have work that you have to go to down there, it's probably not a good idea to head that way, because eventually this will all drift down to the south and to the east. Notice